Randy representing Colorado Springs District 6.
All right, thank you. And online we have, it looks like we have Laura Cronick, who is a city council member of Monument. Amy Mitchell, Park County Commissioner, just joined. And Randy Williams is online, Colorado City Councilwoman. Oh, Bob Castle from Alma is here. Is that the Alma mayor? Awesome. Thank you for being here, Mayor Castle. And so far, that's who we have. So that's great. And always, if you're online, make sure that Tom or Jared will shoot me a message if I miss you, because sometimes I do that. Okay, our first item of business is the agenda approval. If everyone has reviewed the agenda, are there any questions? Okay, we'll take a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, the agenda is approved, and we also have Commissioner Bill Weissong in the room. Thank you. Public comments and presentations. Public comments can be made before or during the meeting. Public comments during the meeting are limited to 3 minutes and can be done at the meeting location or remotely by using the posted Microsoft Teams links. Individuals are encouraged to notify the meeting organizer before the start of the meeting with the agenda item they would like to comment on, and public comments can be submitted before the meeting for distribution to the committee members. Are there any public comments? Nope, we don't have any public comments today. Okay, thank you. We have some 5-year anniversaries. Wow, I cannot even believe this. Dali and Paul.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Board, we do have 2 employees, which July is their 5-year anniversaries. So we have Paul Rochette, who's our military installation planner. We have Dolly Moncada, and she is our volunteer manager here at PPACG.
Sorry, one quick.
Go ahead.
Sherry, did you want to introduce our newest employee as well? Joined us in the AAA. I think Alice is here.
Yes, I apologize. We do have a new employee in our AAA. She is doing SHIP and also case management. Is Alice here? So we're very excited to have her on board to join our team and fill out that team.
Awesome. Welcome. I do remember when Dolly joined, and I remember when Paul joined. So that shows how long I've been here. And we appreciate all you've done, and welcome to our new team member. So that's great. All right, our military installation reports. I think today we'll go online first to Dave Tukmanian, Fort Carson.
Hey, good morning, Madam Chair, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for the opportunity. Good to see you all again. So just a couple updates. This weekend we held our Freedom Fest 4th of July festival. We had about 32,000 folks in attendance. It was a great event. This year we did not do fireworks. We hope to see that a lot of folks didn't do fireworks either, you know, because we're battling, or we're supporting the fires throughout the region, which are terrible. We have some employees affected, but we're working to take care of them as well. Moving on, we have the no cap IGSA with the city of Fountain was just approved by the Assistant Secretary of the Army. So we're about to proceed with a small construction IGSA or expand the existing small construction IGSA with the city of Fountain. And we also got approval to proceed with a dust mitigation IGSA with our partners down in Los Animas County. So we're excited about that. Just a note on the fires, you know, the 11th Expeditionary Combat Aviation Brigade. So that's the reserve helicopter unit here on Fort Carson. They're scheduled to furl their flag in September, and that's going to be an impact to the region's ability to to provide Bambi bucket support and medevac support and all those kinds of emergency supports that we typically might have, not we, that the ECAB might have provided. So just a note there, I think there's some bipartisan legislation to delay that furling of their flag. So we'll see. And then the last note, just to be aware, there's about 8,000 soldiers from Fort Carson at Fort Irwin, California right now, training. They'll be gone for about a month. But that's a large chunk of soldiers. That's probably a third to a quarter of our daily population here on Carson. So just keep that in mind for the local businesses. And Madam Chair, that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any questions? All right, we do appreciate everything you're all doing to help us fight the fires. Thank you so very much. Let's go to Amy Kelly with the U.S. Air Force Academy.
Good morning, Madam Chair, and good morning, everyone. I have been out of the office for the last 2.5 weeks, just returned yesterday. So I do not have too much that I've assembled to report, but I did want to mention that on June 24th, more than 1,120 appointees arrived at the Academy to begin their basic cadet training. This is the class of 2030, which is crazy to think of that, 2030. Appointees are from every state and U.S. territories and 17 different countries. The average high school GPA is 3.89, which is much higher than mine was. And then 97% of them participated in varsity athletics, and 87% earned an athletic letter. So very impressive record of academic achievement, leadership, and athletic excellence. This year, applications increased by 11%, and more than 80% of the offered appointments were accepted. So that's also a notable increase this year. Of the class, of the 1,120 members of the class of 2030, there are 85 children of Service Academy graduates. 68 of them have a parent who graduated from the Academy, and 8 cadets had both parents attend USAFA. And of the incoming class as well, 15% of these basic cadets graduated from USAFA's preparatory school. So just showing you how important that is to the officer commissioning pipeline as well. So that's all I have. Again, I've been out for a little bit, so hope to do a more robust report next month. But if anyone has questions about our class of 2030 or basic cadet training that we're doing all summer, please let me know or shoot me an email after the meeting.
Say that plane's gonna crash, you pull that cap system.
Okay, do we have any questions? And thank you to Amy. Let's go to Jeff Vaughn with our Space Force.
Thank you, Madam Chair. While I don't have as much great things to report for the last 2 weeks, as Amy gets to visit Europe, I did manage to go around Teller Park, Gunnison, and Chaffee County and get to see all of our good communities of our state. Few things to report. The southbound Powers interchange outside of our west gate was opened up, and that's being met with very favorable commuters. Appreciate all of CDOT's and the city's part in that. The Peterson and Schriever are hosting the Forge the Force event next Thursday, July 16th. It's going to be open to all of our DoD ID card holders and their family members. We're expecting more than 4,000 people to be participating in this, and it's the Forge the Force is kind of a massive program to build resilience and create helping situations through expert speakers and different programs we have. It's an all-day event out at the installation, so If you happen to be an ID card holder and you wish to participate, feel free to join. The Peterson Soyuz, the Space Operations Installation Compatible Use Zone studies officially started on June 16th. The contractor is hitting the ground running, and they're meeting with people at the installation to start gathering the data and exploring the information necessary to put the study together. Expected completion time should be at the end of the year. The Schriever study continues to move along, and again, it's planning to be ready by the end of September. And that's pretty much about all I have to report. Pending any questions?
Are there any questions? Go ahead, Councilmember Rainey.
Thank you. In regards to the SOCU's, I guess, assessment, is that going to be one full assessment, or will it be two individual assessments for Schriever and Peterson?
It will be individual by installation. Hopefully, as this program unfurls through the Space Force, all Space Force installations will eventually get their own Soyuz study. And it's my understanding that there's going to be multiple pieces to that study. There's going to be a publicly releasable piece, and then there's going to be a unclassified but controlled information part to the study. So we'll see exactly how that looks when Schriever's comes out at the end of September.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, any questions online? Thank you for those updates. We appreciate it. We wanted to welcome Mayor Johnson from the city of Manitou Springs, and also it's Mayor Pro Tem Shaw. Is that right? Okay, from Rama. I'm sorry, keeping track of all these mayors gets to be hard some days. So, okay, item number 4. The consent items are acted upon as a whole unless they are called up for discussion by a board member or a citizen wishing to address the board. Are there any questions regarding the consent calendar? All right, if there's no questions, I'll take a motion to
Mayor
approve.
Dixon, I'll move to approve.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you. Our action items, the 5A is Unified Planning Work Program release for public comment.
Hello. As some of you might be able to tell, I am not Danelle Miller. I heard she was planning on being here, but I do know that there is some activity out by Cheyenne Mountain, and that's where she headed ahead today. So perhaps she's stuck in traffic. So hopefully I can handle this item. For those of you who are new, the UPWP is the Unified Planning Work Program. It basically goes over what we as a MPO are doing with our federal dollars, as well as what our partner organizations are doing in the realm of planning. It's basically sort of like letting the public and our federal funding partners know what we're doing with their money. So with that, there is a requirement for us to have it be released for public comment. And let's see, what is the recommendation here? Help me out real quick. Scroll down. I think we are, motion, we are asking you to release it for public comment. So hopefully this is something that is not new. I was not at the last meeting because I was on vacation, but I think you saw it then. And now we're asking you to release it for public comment after we receive public comments. Spoiler alert, we never received public comments on this document. We'll come back to you for adoption. And so with that, happy to answer any general questions, which I think after my years of doing this, I should be able to answer. And any specific questions I might struggle through, but we should be able to answer as well. But other than that, pending any questions, we're hoping for a motion to release for public comment.
Go ahead. Anyone, any questions? All right, we'll take a motion to release this for public comment.
So moved.
Mayor Dixon, second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay,
Thank you
thank
all very
you.
much. Thank you.
And you get to stay up. Title VI, or unless you're having someone else come up.
I am having someone else come up.
Title
Uh,
VI and limited English proficiency plans adoption.
Yes, Lisa's going to handle this item, but again, these are required documents that we're expected to do by federal regulations. And so we make sure that we are following the guidance of whatever administration happens to be in and have a compliant Title VI plan as well as a compliant limited English proficiency plan. And so with that, I'll let Lisa walk you through it.
Yep.
I'll let Lisa walk you through it. But again, if there are any general questions, I'll be here to sort of talk about what I've seen over the last 25 years with these things. If there are very specific questions, I have no doubt in my mind that Lisa should be able to handle that. So I'm just going to get it.
Okay.
Yes, thank you, John, for the introduction. I'm here looking for approval for the Title VI plan and a limited English proficiency plan. The Title VI plan is a document of how organizations receiving federal funding will ensure in compliance based on the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which prohibits discrimination based on race, color, or national origin. And the limited English proficiency plan ensures that individuals who do not speak English as their first language have ability to read, speak, and understand our program and our materials. We came to you 2 months ago, and there has been no changes to any of the plans. These plans do not need public comment. And again, we are seeking adoption, and these plans were approved by the TAC, our Transportation Advisory Council, and our Community Advisory Council 2 months ago. So some adjustments from last year, there was just some changing in wording just to increase transparency and then to adhere to any federal or state guidances. And there was also changes to the mapping and the demographics. So we remapped it based on new census data. In addition, there's no significant changes to location or any concentration of Title VI populations. And at the last CAC meeting, there was some questions about the census data. So that's why it was approved 2 months ago and not last month. And we just wanted to come back to answer those questions just to have transparency about the census data, and it was accurate. But we are now just looking for approval of the two documents. I will take any questions at this time.
So does that mean we use 2020 census data?
We use 2024
Okay.
data from the American Community Survey, which
Right.
pulls from the census.
Okay. Are there any questions? All right, this is easy so far. I'll take a motion to approve the Title VI and limited English proficiency plans.
Mayor Dixon also move.
Mayor Jones, second.
Thank you. Was gonna start waking people up here. Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, our next one is the Regional Freight Plan Draft Update. Josh Squire is our transportation planner.
Good morning, board. Today, Cambridge Systematics will present on the draft regional freight plan, including an overview of the draft that has been included into your packet. The board has seen various components of this plan over the past several months. And today we're bringing all those elements together into one document. Following today's discussion and feedback, staff anticipates bringing the plan back next month for action to release the document for its 30-day public comment period. So at this time, I'd like to introduce our consultants, Richard Driscoll and Christina Leach, who are online from Cambridge Systematics, and I'll turn it over to them.
Hi, thank you very much, Josh. You can go to the next slide. As Josh has pointed out, we've been back and forth with this, with the TAC, the CAC, and you all over the course of the last 6 to 8 months pretty deeply. First, I want to thank everybody who has read through and given input, and I think that one of the things that we wanted to get out of this was a robust outreach element and engagement element, and so I think that this plan is extremely responsive to the needs of the PPACG region and the communities you all serve. You can go to the next slide. So what we'll do here is we'll briefly go through the outline of the plan. You all have it in your packet. So we have the top to bottom plan, draft, final plan. And so I just wanted to briefly touch on what the contents are, and then highlight some of the deliverable elements that'll be coming out of this plan over the course of the next couple of months. The plan follows a traditional outline with the introduction and existing conditions analysis that explores some of the freight-related operations and existing conditions in the region. The outreach element, which details all of the outreach that we've done for this plan and how it was informed by the freight study, which was done in 2024. The project and corridors, which summarizes some of the projects with freight impacts in the region and some potential projects that could be considered. And then the priority element coming out of this plan is the prioritization framework, which explores the goals, objectives, and performance measures. This is really a toolkit for assessing freight projects. That was really the main goal of coming out of this plan, was something that could be used to inform decision making at the regional level. You can go to the next slide. Looking a little bit more deeply at the prioritization framework, we spent a lot of time building out this goals, objectives, performance measures framework to be really responsive to the unique situation of the region, knowing that we wanted to have some more traditional objectives that are associated with freight, but also be really informed by what the priorities are for the region. And so I won't go through each of these individually, but we did spend a lot of time with the TAC and CAC and had workshops associated with developing this prioritization framework, and ultimately the performance measures, being able to track our progress in these specific objectives. Again, this is a freight plan, and so it's a freight specific approach. This isn't the only thing that folks should be considering when doing decision making, but this tool is supposed to present decision makers with information and help support them making decisions in the context of, okay, what are our priorities for freight in the region? You could go to the next slide. This is a relatively short presentation. This is the last slide here. The final deliverables will ultimately be the final plan document, which again, you have a draft version of that right now. We are already making updates based on some comments that we've heard. And so that will be moving along over the course of the next month. We'll also deliver some GIS mapping tools, some grant funding resources, and ultimately a checklist table. These last three serve as like resources and a toolkit for the PPACG region in making decisions and pursuing funding ultimately as well for freight related projects. For the next steps, we'll bring this back to the TAC, CAC, and then you all in the next month for approval to go to the public comment period, and after which we'll finalize the plan document and a lot of these deliverables. And then we'll bring it back to you, I believe, in October for adoption. But yes, it'll be over the course of the next few months. We'll be moving to incorporate comments and push this to a final version. So I do believe that that's the last slide. I'm here to answer some questions if anybody has any based on what they've seen so far. But just wanted to give you a rundown on what the document is and what it's trying to accomplish and where it's at. So happy to take comments or questions, I should say, and comments.
Okay, are there any questions? All right, we are a quiet group today. Any comments? Okay. Well, we appreciate that very much. And so this is just an information item. And so next month we will be discussing it and approving it, if I'm correct.
That is correct.
All right. Thank you so much for all of your work on this. We greatly appreciate it.
Thank you.
And
Thank you for all the
that's it
input.
for that item. Yeah. Okay. Melissa Martz, our AAA 4-year plan update.
Morning, Madam Chair and Board. Thank you for being here today. And for board members who are relatively new to the PPACG board, the Area Agency on Aging every 4 years needs to do a 4-year plan that helps to outline kind of the programs that we're doing around the region and kind of how we're spending the money. So it's that time of kind of our world where it's time for us to do a 4-year plan again. And so part of that is doing community conversations. We are often running with the community conversations, getting feedback from people who are over 60 throughout our service area. I do have a flyer here with the dates of the community conversations when they're coming up. Our first one is happening tomorrow up in Teller County at the Little Chapel of the Hills in Divide. And I think there might be some people who are attending that, so thank you. And we're looking forward to meeting other people who are coming and hearing what they have to say. Online, we have Laura Cronick. She's the chair of our RAC, our Regional Advisory Council. And so she helps to, facilitate and oversee our 4-year plan process and make sure we keep moving forward with it. Also, Clark Becker, who's on our Regional Advisory Council. He is our actual facilitator for the community conversations. He was a past mayor of Woodland Park. I'm not quite sure how long ago, but we are happy to have him actually facilitating all of the conversations with the people who attend. And then Gordon Rick, who is on the town council for Fountain, is our actual recorder for all of the questions and things that are going out. So over the next couple of months through September, we'll be having these community conversations. Staff here are putting together a lot of data and a lot of information to help guide also direction and where we want to go and things we want to do. The Area Agency on Aging, we do have specific programs that we receive funding for. So really the 4-year plan is very focused on those specific services. So whether they're, chore services in the home, personal care services, transportation, nutrition, family caregiver, information and assistance, just a variety of those services. They can be found in our yellow book on the back page. But we do hear from people at these community conversations talking about other issues that they're concerned about. And so we take note of that and we share it. So we look forward to hearing kind of all of it, not just, specifically focused on just only the services that we provide. So our goal is to have 20 folks at each conversation. So appreciate, people doing some inviting and encouraging people to attend. We will email out the current schedule. We are in the process of finalizing our final one with Silver Key, which is going to happen sometime the end of September. So they're still looking at their, kind of community room and picking the best date for them for us to have that at Silver Key. And so with that, do I have any questions or comments about our 4-year plan?
Mayor Thompson.
I would.
Okay, go ahead, Andy.
Sure, if I can just add to that as well. Thank you, Melissa. This is it's a big deal for us. Obviously, it drives what we do in the AAA as far as contracts that you all approve and go out to service providers. And we're anxious to hear back from the community also what some of the stressors are that seniors and our service providers and others are facing. And we've been talking about this a lot internally lately, and we talk about it in a legislative standpoint, that the funding that we're advocating for at the state level, federal level has been basically flat. We're back to pre-pandemic funding levels for AAA services. And we're really, really concerned about that with the huge growth in the population, especially the 75 and over and 80 and 85 and over. populations that are even harder to serve. And we've got some real challenges. So we're really looking forward to the feedback we get in the event that we need to use that to start prioritizing where we would fund what the real critical needs are for seniors. And we're not alone. All the AAAs and across Colorado, there's 16, I believe, total. We're all in the same process of updating their 4-year plans here at the same time. And we're all struggling. We're all dealing with the same challenges. Nobody's got the silver bullet solution. There's a lot of efficiencies that the service providers are finding, working together more collaboratively and things like that, which is super helpful. But if this isn't kind of the biggest challenge that I think we're facing, it's not 1A, it's 1B as far as the biggest issue, I think, challenge that we have as an organization, given all the different services that we provide. So we're at kind of a critical point, like I mentioned, between the population growth and just the flat funding and no prospects of anybody coming to our rescue as far as state and federal funds at this point. So just wanted you to be aware of some of the conversations that we've been having. So, but yeah, we're happy to answer any questions throughout the process.
And Mayor Thompson?
I'm getting texts from people online that they can't hear the comments that are being made around the room for some reason. I don't know why. So
Yes, I know I've had to lean in a lot.
yeah. No, I guess they're hearing you, but not. Okay, so I'll repeat the comment that I made for those online. So you said you got comments sometimes that fall outside the information you're trying to gather, and I would be interested in seeing what those comments and questions are being distributed to us, so that if there's anything within our communities that we can address or look at, that would be helpful. And then I do have a second comment. I wanted to make sure that people whose homes have been burned in these fires, if they have the Homestead Exemption Act on their home that burned, there are certain instances that can be portable, and your house burning down is one of them. You have until July 15th to contact the assessor's office, so it's a very short time, and work with them about possibly moving that Homestead Exemption Act to the new property that you're going to be living on. So if your house burned down, and if you're living in a different county, even contact the one where you're living and see if you can port that. So thank you.
We'll have to see if we can get that out to the media. I was also going to say I went to an Elder Abuse Awareness Week event at the Colorado Springs Senior Center, and that is a great facility. Wow, since they've redone it, it's amazing. Lots of big room, lots of great meeting spaces. So I was very impressed with that. So I think there's good meeting spaces throughout both Monument and Fountain and El Paso County for people to meet in. So.
Well, thank you, board, and thank you for thinking of people over 60 who would be great to attend these community conversations, and take a flyer when you leave, and we'll also make sure we email it to you. So thank you. Have a great day.
All right. This is, I think, the fastest meeting we might have ever had. So okay, we have in our packet the Transportation Advisory Committee, Community Advisory Committee, Mobility Coordinating Working Group, the Regional Advisory Council, the Pikes Peak Commission on Aging, the Air Quality Working Group, and the Water Quality Management Committee meeting minutes. And I will say, and now I guess we get the Colorado Department of Transportation monthly update.
Yes, good morning. Thank you. Can you guys hear me okay? All right. So Scott Schnocky representing CDOT, John and Shane are out right now. So just wanted to read through the list first, and I'll answer any questions you guys have. Hopefully I can answer them or pass them along to anybody that's interested, or anybody that has more information than me. So, all right, active construction projects within PPACG. We have the Powers Boulevard and Airport Road interchange, which should be completing in 2026. Also completing in 2026 is the I-25 Fillmore to Garden of the Gods reconstruction. Colorado 67D north of Woodland Park improvements should be completing in July, opening to traffic in July 2026. We have backplate installation at various signals that's waiting for materials currently. We have the I-25 northbound Monument way-in motion replacement, which is just waiting until after the Renaissance Festival for the impacts to traffic that'll have. So future planned PPACG projects of note, we have the US 24 H, an Academy Park Loop traffic signal installation. That's been awarded along with the US 24G Stapleton traffic signal installation. The I-25 wildlife fence Baptist Road to Colorado 105 in 2026. Colorado 83 and County Line Road traffic signal replacement is planned for 2027, which will also add a eastbound to southbound right turn. We have the Colorado 83 and Stagecoach roundabout. That'll be in 2027. US 24G Garrett to Woodman Road. It includes access improvements and frontage road and backage road. That's 2027. US 24G and Judge Orr intersection improvements. That's includes the new Bluegill intersection with US 24 that's shifted south. That's in 2027. US 24A Green Mountain Falls intersection improvements is planned for 2027. And if we have any questions on PPACG, otherwise I'll move on to the CFR.
I do, Mayor Jones, I have a question for you on the 67 North improvements. John had mentioned they were going to try to get those done before July 4th. That obviously didn't happen. Can you explain or maybe help me understand what is holding that up?
Yeah, there's primarily getting the base course.
I saw
Basically,
that, yeah.
was the main issue. They are working on getting paving done in the next couple of weeks. There'll be a bottom mat happening next week, I believe, and then the week after that'll be the top end.
Okay.
So by the end of July, it should be operational.
Fully.
Okay. There will still be landscaping and stuff happening off to the side.
Right.
They should be able to get the lanes open by the end of July.
Okay. And then follow-up question, if I may. So we just started noticing, especially over the 4th of July weekend, we started noticing some major backups past like Walmart. Are you guys taking a look at any of any more traffic study or just paying attention to those kind of backups, I guess, because it's getting more intense for some reason.
I'll talk to our traffic group for sure and bring that up. So westbound all the way back
Westbound, yeah.
Yep. On weekends, I'm sure.
Yeah, starting on
Fridays.
Thursday and Friday. Yeah, it starts to get really intense down there.
Yeah, I'll talk with the traffic group and make
Okay.
sure they're seeing that and see if they have any
Thank you.
thoughts.
Appreciate that.
Yep.
Okay, we do have a question online. Mayor Pro Tem Shaw.
Yeah, thank you. For those of you that may remember me, I can be a very hard critic on CDOT's projects around Colorado and road conditions and everything. And I just wanted to pass on a compliment to the 24 East project that you guys are working on between Peyton and Calhan. That is the best, most proficient job I have ever seen CDOT work on. Yeah, that's all I got. I just wanted to pass that on to you guys. It's going phenomenal. The traffic working at night and everything is just the progress. It's been phenomenal. Best job I've ever seen CDOT do. Thank you.
I'll pass that along. Thank you very much.
That's probably one of the first compliments we've ever heard from him. Okay, let's go on to the next page.
Okay, active construction projects within CFR. So we have the Colorado 69 resurfacing south of Texas Creek. That's going on currently. US 24G resurfacing and passing lane east of Peyton through Calhan. That's that project. Colorado 115A concrete preventive maintenance and rehab in Penrose. Lots of panel replacements and lots of work to get that concrete in better shape. We have the sign replacements, Colorado 9, US 24, and US 285, excuse me, in Park County should be wrapping up. Then planned future CFR projects of note. We have the US 50A resurfacing from Penrose to the Pueblo County line, just west of the project that's been ongoing in Pueblo County. We have the Colorado 9C resurfacing from Fairplay to Hoosier Pass in 2027. And the US 50 reconstruction and safety improvements, 8 Mile Hill west of Canyon City. That's the date is TBD. There's a build grant application that has been sent in. Questions on that or any
Okay.
other questions?
Do we have any questions from our Central Front Range individuals? All right, we greatly appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, go ahead.
I had a
Commissioner.
question. This was more generalized, but, and maybe we can talk more offline, but I was wanting to ask about street sweeping operations. So i.e. 85, 87 in Fountain. There's about a 4 mile stretch that's getting bad, the gravel in the median.
Okay.
I know we brought that up to John before, like a few months ago, but we just haven't seen any progress on it. So,
Yeah, well, we can talk offline. I don't know any.
Okay.
I don't have any information in particular.
okay,
When John's back, we'll talk to him, figure that out, but we can chat a little bit afterwards.
perfect. Thank you.
To tag on that, just 85 is, so much more going.
Okay.
Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, it's bad. We got trees. growing last night.
Okay. Yeah, we'll talk offline.
Might have to get a front end loader to get rid of the sand if you got trees growing in it. Well, yeah. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Our next report on the Statewide Transportation Advisory Committee, we did not have a meeting this month, so our next meeting will be in August. And then the Front Range Passenger Rail update. Commissioner Applegate. How's Coco coming?
Coco, yeah. So I guess we finally settled on that name. So it's official. Oh, you voted? Okay, well. So they're looking at like, it was within, I think it was 5 mile radius of any station is going to be what's taxable for the ballot initiative. The increase they were wanting to get was, oh gosh, I can't remember exact numbers. I think they wanted 0.25%. So they're running, so they're going through logistics right now. They're also trying to plan. They're trying to see where the RTD money is at too. So, but expect something coming on your November ballot. So I know that Colorado Springs too had also mentioned too about the station further north. They were looking at doing one downtown, and the city had said, but the people typically riding this would probably be north of downtown area. So anywhere north you can go is better. Like say I eat Northgate. So that's where they're at right now. Just a lot of logistics, a lot of the things we're working through. So hopefully we get the July meetings good and the August meetings good, and then they can move forward with whatever ballot initiative they're going to propose, if any. I mean, let's hope that they get something written together. So, because basically, like I've said that before, it's if they don't have a ballot initiative, they don't have some kind of revenue source outside of what like the RTD or the state's willing to put in. They're not going to be starting anytime soon. So they're kind of dead in the water right now.
And I think the ballot language is due to the clerk recorder on August 30th. So, or to the Secretary of State for state initiatives, I guess, whatever it is. So maybe in September, if we do have ballot language, you can bring that along. Then we could.
We'll do. I'll keep everybody updated. So, but yeah, basically the next two meetings are going to be critical to getting everything lined up and getting the ballot initiative, ballot language proposed. So we put something on the ballot, if at all.
Okay. All right. Any questions on that? Okay.
I just want to make one comment on that. Because there are, municipalities, Monument in particular, and others that have been eliminated from this vote for this taxing district because there's no station that's going to be located in our community, but yet we will still take a lot of the impact of this train. So I'm just relaying that to you from my constituents. Thank you.
And do you have a bridge in Monument there, or is it, because I know in Fountain, it's not a bridge. It's a
bridge
for the train.
Oh, we're not gonna need a bridge for sure, but the train's still gonna be, blowing through our town at however fast they allow it to go. So
yes,
it's just, it appears, and I don't want to really make a political thing out of it, but it almost looks, when you look at the maps, that the communities that have not been in favor of this have been eliminated from the vote.
that is true. And that leads to a second question. And this one is going to be in Andy's realm. Do the bylaws allow PPACG to take a stance on ballot initiatives?
I don't know that our bylaws address that. The board has historically not gotten involved in ballot initiatives per se, but we can dig into it further. I know we're gonna have a legislative item on the agenda at the board meeting next month. So we can do some research between now and then and provide some feedback in the meantime. But I know it came up a couple of years ago, and I forget the exact topic. Jeremy. Property
HH, yeah.
HH, where the board decided that, yeah, okay to engage on legislative issues that are before the legislature, but when it comes to having an issue in front of the voters and encouraging them how to vote on certain things, that was just a little bit of a bridge too far. That was my recollection. But we can certainly bring it back for discussion.
Yes, I can. Go ahead, Mayor Thompson.
First of all, I agree with Andy. I think it's choose to take a stand, but just answer Holly's question. We have one overpass. At Base Village Parkway for the train. Otherwise, we have at least 3 intersections. Security and Whitefield have at least 2 intersections that we will be massively affected by the traffic.
Yes, and I know
There
it's
is no room anywhere, as was thrown out by one of the beyond your commissioners, that there's no room for a stupid.
yeah, I know that was a big concern in Fountain. So I think as far as the ballot initiative, when we get the minutes of the next meeting, I think Corey will get those, but probably John and Andy might get those too. Let's send them out so that we can get an idea what percentage this is. And if we have communities that decide to take, whether it's your towns or the county, decide to oppose the Front Range Passenger Rail, let's share the resolution language amongst each other so that we don't have to rewrite the same resolution 25 times. And let's do that.
I also want to add to, just so everybody knows on the record too, like, so they're not going to go south with this when they first start. They're going to start, their first station is going to be in Denver. They're going to move north. They promised those neighborhoods north of Denver. They paid into RTD dollars for years, so they had a no levy increase, and they paid in and paid in and paid in. And there was communities like, for example, Louisville. They made whole communities where they split it in half, basically understanding that there was going to be a rail line running through there someday, whether it was RTD or the Front Range Passenger Rail. And that didn't come to fruition. That didn't happen at all. Like, there's still just, communities with, like, all it is utility lines running through the middle of those easements, and there's all this space, and they could have built, they could have developed, but they didn't. And so something also to keep in mind is if you do vote yes for this ballot initiative, you're going to be paying in on those taxes, and you're not going to see a rail line for possibly a decade or longer before they come south, before they head down this way.
Yeah,
exactly.
if at all, and those of us that originally were from Denver Metro and paid into that RTD system, that's highly subsidized. And like you said, this has been promised for decades to go north with the RTD taxes that have never covered it. So I would personally, I've never been in favor of these types of transportation systems. It's nice if you're going to go to a game or something like that, but the light rail in Denver loses millions of dollars, and it just seems like a tax that just goes on in perpetuity that never gets what the intended outcome was. So that's just, my opinion on it. Thank you.
Yeah, I may have also heard from Deborah Mulvey. She sits on the board. I think that her community, which is Castle Pines, is also starting to object to it as well, because they're not going to get a station, or Castle Rock or Castle Pines. One or the other wasn't going to get a station, so they were starting to object as well.
Yeah, it's Castle Rock.
Yes. So anyway, very interesting topic. So we'll pay attention to that, and you can bring it up in front of your individual boards if you decide to oppose that ballot issue. All right, let's go around. Member entity announcements. Let's start with Councilman Rainey.
Thank you. Just a couple of items. Of course, everyone should be tracking that this upcoming weekend we have the Pikes Peak or Bus Rodeo Parade on Tejon, and just have to say thank you to everyone who really pulled their efforts together to make sure that this parade continue, so we can continue celebrating our Western heritage here in Colorado Springs. So that the parade itself starts at 11.
But there's a couple other events that start around 10 a.m. So that's going to be a great event. And of course, leading right into next week for the actual Pikes Peak Bus Rodeo itself at Penrose. So looking forward to having a great crowd out there. And also on August 1st from 2 to 8 p.m., there's going to be the Colorado 150th Years of Statehood celebration. That will be held at the Rock Ledge Ranch. That's going to be led by the city. More details to come on that. You can get some information online right now, but that's going to be a big celebration for our 150th. So that's it.
Let's have Andy do his executive director's report. I was so excited to
Sorry.
push the agenda on.
Hold us up, or-
No, you go ahead, Andy. In the around the table, we'll have your report, then we'll move on.
Super. Just three things real quick. I think I sent a note out a bit about this a couple of weeks ago, but air quality, we just got approved for another $200,000, so $300,000 total from the Air Quality Enterprise Board. Super happy to see that happen. We're partnering with the North Front Range MPO in Weld and Larimer counties to hold our, what we're calling an ozone exchange, kind of like a conference, but a 3-day ozone exchange, October 26, 27, 28 up in Loveland. Registration is going to be opening soon. We'll send out information on that as soon as it's made available later this week or next week. But super happy with the support we've been getting from the state to pull this together. They see the value and we're just really happy. We see a daily reminder of how bad our air quality is for reasons not of our own makings. That's one of the big reasons we wanted to pull this together, to pull in researchers from across the Intermountain West and really talk about how complicated this issue is. And we're all doing a lot, transportation sector and elsewhere, but it's not making a difference. So maybe we need some more regionalized standards or guidance from the Clean Air Act or other guidance that comes out. But just read recently, Denver has the worst air quality in the United States this past week, and they're the 10th worst on the planet, just given the wildfire smoke that we're dealing with. So the timing is good, I think, to have this conversation later this fall. Second thing real quick, and kind of circles back to the AAA 4-year plan conversation, but had a chance to go to a very small roundtable conversation with Representative Brittany Pedersen. June 15th, it was up in Bailey, up in Park County. She invited Park County Senior Coalition. They had a couple of members there, the Seniors Alliance of Platte Canyon and us and me to come and talk about what we do in the AAA realm. So really good discussion around the challenges that we're seeing in senior services, especially in rural communities. So she's willing to help us out where she can. Not sure that she's on the right committee of jurisdiction, but just a really good conversation and helping us to amplify our needs down here. And last item I've got real quick, Jody Barker, our AAA director, had surgery last week. He's recovering pretty well by all accounts from Jody and from his wife, Laura. It was a pretty good surgery overall. They're still waiting for results back. I can share that it was for treatment around a cancer diagnosis that he had. He's been out since February, so please keep him in your thoughts and your prayers. Don't know exactly what his recovery and return is going to look like, but he's making some progress, and I'm happy to keep you posted. Okay. That's all I've got. Thank you.
Okay, one other thing, since it's National Name Badge Day, apparently, individuals, let's have just if you want to let Andy know if you want a name badge that says PPACG on it, because everybody's got one out in the audience. So, yeah. All right. Okay, let's go ahead with Mayor Jones.
Thank you. Yeah. So last weekend, of course, we celebrated the 4th of July, our old fashioned 4th of July, and then our Symphony Above the Clouds. Everything went smashingly well. Of course, there was a major traffic backups, but you know, that happens up there. We also, this week, Saturday, July 11th, we have America's Mountain Music Festival. So that'll be a all-day event, super fun. Country Western, celebrating again our Western heritage. And then July 22nd through August 2nd, we have our Peak Art Adventure, which is outdoor painting every day. And so that'll be, I think, and it culminates on August 2nd with an award ceremony at the Shining Mountain Golf Center. So we got going on. Thank you.
Mayor Durham.
Yes, I want to start by giving a huge shout out to our residents in Teller County. The city of Cripple Creek and the city of Woodland Park on June 29th made the decision to cancel our fireworks displays. And our press releases came out within maybe 30 minutes of each other. There are a lot of patriotic residents in Teller County, and I'm one of them. So we weren't sure how that news is going to be received, but there was overwhelming support for the decision. So I'm just very grateful to our communities for that. We also had a great 4th of July. We did a community parade, a lot of participation. Turned out to be a really, really great day. Coming up, we have let's see here, sorry, I had it. Teller County Fair is coming up at the Teller County Fairgrounds in Cripple Creek on July 24th through August 2nd. And then we are celebrating Colorado Day on August 1st. We are having the Rocky Mountain Rambler 500. If you're not familiar with that event, I was thinking on the way down here how to describe it. And it's like Mad Max meets circus clown cars, and they race and they all fall apart, and it is so much fun. So, and we'll have vendors and music and food for that day to celebrate. And this is actually coming up after the next meeting, but I just want to mention that the Salute to American Veterans Rally is happening August 21st and 22nd. And so that's the motorcycle ride from Woodland Park into Cripple Creek on Saturday, the 22nd, the ceremony at the park. If you've never been to the event, it's an amazing weekend. And this is the second to the last Veterans Rally that we'll be having because the promoters, they've been at it for decades now, so they're looking to retire after next year. So next year will probably be the last Veterans Rally. So if you can make it up there, it's a really great event. Lastly, our interim city administrator, Stephen Robbie, started on June 23rd. Cripple Creek is his 18th assignment. He has done a phenomenal job already. He is assisting in the search for a new city administrator. So I know I mentioned it last month, but just please put the word out that we are looking for a new administrator. The plan is to have that person in place by mid-October. And so we've kind of got the timeline and the parameters. And so I'm really happy with Stephen's work and looking forward to see who we get next. So thank you.
Mayor Dixon.
Okay, so up in Green Mountain Falls, the Green Box Arts Festival got kicked off on Saturday, July 4th. They had a whole day of events, a parade, a breakfast, a hot dog lunch, which yours truly helped cook roughly 750 hot dogs. It was a free lunch for the public. We had several bands and whatnot that afternoon, and they have events that are continuing on through July 19th. And then on July 25th is our, I can't remember if it's 87th or 88th annual Bronc Day celebration. So we're pretty well busy for the entire month of July. And then I think after July is over, I'm going to go decompress.
Okay. Mayor Thompson, go ahead. She moved up to a mic where she
I
can hear
moved.
voice.
Hopefully this is better for everybody online. I have one thing. We have what we call Thunder in the Valley, July 11th. It's a huge car show. It's kind of cool because they call it the Thunder because they go, right, and have a contest who's the most thunder. So it's a fun day, and our farmers market's at the same location. So on July 11th, you can shop for your veggies and then come on the cool cars. And it's free, and the parking's free.
Mayor Pro Tem King.
We had our annual July 4th parade that brings 15, 20, however many thousand people to town that I came here to say went off without a hitch, although I did hear of one injury, which is our chair here had an issue with a float. And if she wants to expand on that, she can. And then every third Thursday, we have Art Hop between 5 and 8 downtown. That is a lot of fun to come and see. We have our concerts in the park every Wednesday through the summer at 6 p.m. at Limbach Park. So hope to see some of you out there, and thanks to everyone who came to our parade.
Commissioner Weishaupt.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Attended the parade, had a great time. Had to ride this year instead of walk it, but I was very pleased with that. Wanted to talk about the county fair. So leave the Thunder in the Valley, the rodeo, parade, and then come out to Callahan to attend the week-long fair. Again, the Western Heritage, and then also rural agricultural, 4-H and FFA or Future Farmers of America. It's just it's a great activity, all kinds of different stuff going on. From Saturday the 11th, all the way to next Saturday, the 18th. Also attended the Freedom Fest, Major General Ellis at a barbecue at his residence. And so that was just a great opportunity to meet a bunch of folks there. So with that, sure, applicant.
Cool, thank you. So last month at the Western Street Breakfast, the residents of Colorado Springs and the county were blessed with another rendition of the Corey and Bill show. So we did our annual speaking engagement there, and I think it went off without a hitch. And I'm excited to talk about the rodeo coming up. So as if we didn't have enough things to do next week, July 14th through the 18th, Pikes Peak Bus Rodeo, the NFR Open at the North Penrose Event Center. And this year's is really special for them because they're celebrating 80 years. And that's 80 years of giving back to military families and families a lot of times that have lost a loved one. So that's always a point they've made. The proceeds is they always donate a portion of that to some kind of veterans, nonprofit that helps support families that have lost loved ones. So, and I'm really excited. I'm going out and rodeo. I'm going to be out there a couple of days. So yeah, we're jam packed with lots of stuff to do next week.
Councilmember Donaldson.
Yeah, thanks, Madam President. And Councilman Rainey pretty much covered Colorado Springs, so I have nothing else to add to that.
Mayor Johnson.
All right. Let's see. On Monday, we had our annual pie contest and I did not win. So I'm really hurt by that, but I had a good time. But yeah, Manitou Springs is just being Manitou Springs. So we're full of people and live music every day and everybody seems to be having a good time. So.
Okay, for the record, I did my last monument parade. I think we've done it for 25 years between myself and my husband, and the trailer did run over my foot. My right foot is a whole 1.5 inches shorter than my left, I discovered, which is really good. So far right now all I have is a little bruise, but I still may have to go and see a doctor. So, well, I'm just happy that my foot was shorter than the other and I didn't have to go see an emergent care. So my only update, just so you know, our new fire on Highway 115 it's estimated 3 to 5 acres, still determining who owns the fire. We can't if it's on private property or the Forest Service, we think it's going to be the Forest Service. The Highway 115 Fire Protection District is in command. Fire appears to be in a very remote location. A little bit of spread is expected. We're going to get aircraft rotary wing on the fire. Timing is key here as pilots are nearing their flight hour limits from other fires. That's sad. Wow. This other big fire is really serious. And so we've got OEM on it with our sheriff's office, our wonderful Colorado Springs Fire Department, and the Forest Service. And so we just continue to pray for all of those who are involved in these fires and evacuated, and pray for our firefighters and all of our personnel who are working on these fires. And let's not burn anything. Okay, let me see if we have anyone online. Commissioner Amy Mitchell.
Thank you, Madam President. We jam everything in Park County into the summer. So we kick off our county fair on Saturday, the 11th with a parade at 5 p.m. down the 4 blocks of Front Street in Fairplay. The 12th is Kids Fun Day, and we will have great 4-H projects all throughout the week. If you're interested, go to parkcofair.com for our schedule and calendar. And the Colorado Pro Rodeo voted our fairgrounds and our the best rodeo location in Colorado because you can't beat the view. Then the next week in the 24th, 25th, and 26th is Burro Days in Fairplay. They've got the burro races, lots of booths, vendors, food, music. It's a great time. And then the 1st and 2nd of August is Hartzell Days. So if you go into Hartzell, there's going to be booths and a lot of music and fun going on. So that is the extent of our summer programs. And come on up and enjoy 10 degrees cooler in Park County. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you. Okay, Mayor Castle from Alma.
Yeah, hi. Can you hear me? Yeah,
Yes,
we've
we
got a
can.
lot, we have a whole lot on our schedule. We are looking forward to getting the Kite Lake Road open, which has been rebuilt in conjunction with the Forest Service, and it's been closed all summer, so that will open up access to the campground up at Kite Lake and the DeKalb Loop for hikers. And all summer long, they've had to hike the extra 2 miles from where the road was blocked off before they can start doing the 14ers, which, you know, it's probably discouraged a few people. Last week was the 4th of July, obviously, and we had the South Park Bluegrass Festival, which was a lot of fun. And that's the 3rd year that that's been going on. That's contracted for 2 more years to come. And then the weekend of the 17th, I believe, 17th, 18th, and 19th is the Festival in the Clouds, which is our local Alma festival with live music for 3 days and artisan craft fair, which is a whole lot of fun. I think this is the 25th or so. It's been going for quite a while. And apart from that, we have a whole lot of infrastructure work going on in town, which is hopefully all going to be starting before winter comes along. And that's about it, all I've got.
Thank you. That's wonderful. Councilwoman Williams.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh yeah, the mute button is always elusive on whether or not it wants to work. Again, Councilman Rainey did a great job summarizing. We had a lot going on the previous month. We have a couple things going on in the coming month, and everyone has mentioned the rodeo. So I hope to see you all there. Have a great July, and we'll see you in August.
And Mayor Pro Tem Shaw.
Yeah, thank you. As a few of y'all know, our town hall for the town of Rama is in the basement of a church that has provided many challenges over the years. And for about a year now, we've been working on getting everything drafted together to get us a new town hall. And with assistance from Andrew Gunning on giving us some referrals on and contacts and stuff, we've been able to make some progress. We have some drawings. We got 5 altogether. And we're going to be putting those out on display and let the town decide which building they would like to go with. We have, that's very exciting. Finally get us out of the basement. That's going to be just phenomenal. A heck of an accomplishment. We got our water or sewer project. Our new sewer ponds are up and running, and that's been going real well. And we have our annual Rama Days coming up on August 8th. And we will be trying to promote that as much as we can to get as many participants as possible. We're going to have tractor pulls out for that Saturday and Sunday for a little while. We're going to have pulled pork dinner catered, and it's just going to be our huge event for the year. And come on, come all. Thank you.
Yes, Mayor Thompson.
Mayor Pro Tem Shaw, I hope you move the antique stadium seats to your new town hall. It's pretty cool to sit in. Yeah, come to your meeting.
Okay, and Andy Gunning.
Sorry, Madam Chair. I forgot one item, important item. I was supposed to call on Josh Squires. We're pulling together a human trafficking roundtable in August, so he's just got a couple of words he was going to share about that point. Josh.
Sorry, board, to extend the meeting here. I'll try to be brief. As Andy mentioned, staff continues to coordinate a regional human trafficking awareness and resource roundtable, thanks to the proclamation that the board passed a couple months ago. We have it currently scheduled for Thursday, August 20th at 10 a.m. The goal of this virtual roundtable is to bring together local governments, law enforcement, transportation providers, schools, and community organizations to share resources, training opportunities, best practices, and lessons learned for the community related to preventing and responding to human trafficking. The intent is to create a regional forum where organizations can learn from one another and strengthen coordination across the region. We have several presenters confirmed already, including Truckers Against Trafficking, who will provide an overview of human trafficking, including current trends and indicators. We have a detective from the Colorado Springs Police Department, Internet Crimes Against Children and Human Trafficking Unit, will present on training opportunities, awareness efforts, and the law enforcement's perspective. We're also continuing to finalize a couple more presenters, including MMT and the Colorado State Patrol, still coordinating with them on the final details. Board members should be receiving a calendar invite by the end of the day today for this virtual event. As we finalize the agenda over the next month, that invite will be updated, and the agenda should be updated to the invite within about 2 weeks of the event being held. We encourage you to share this invitation with your colleagues and partners within your organizations, as well as your respective school districts and other community contacts who may benefit from participating in this regional forum. I appreciate your time and thank you.
Okay, any other comments? Okay, Mayor Thompson.
Mayor's Holly sits up here. We got just by herself. Okay, so we some of us up here next meeting. Okay, so if you're the second or third or first vice chair, your seat is gone. We're going to be taking.
It's because I take the whole table.
No,
That's it. Yes.
looks sad and.
Oh, well, then I'll try to smile less, I guess. Anyway, we have had a great meeting. So we don't always expect them to end by 10:16, especially during the legislative session. So let's call the meeting over and enjoy our days. Thank you.